lessons. How not to mess with broken hearts. So many questions.
Amin, founder of Passionate Rebel, aka Mr. Passionate Rebel. Born in North, raised with two parents, my mother and my father, and four of my brothers. We lived in North all of our lives. This is where a lot of my experiences came from. I went through a lot of growing pains here and everything. The origins of Passionate Rebel actually came from a lot of the experiences that I had in my life and being at this house and everything. You know, it was about rebelling against not being able to follow your passion, and a lot of my failures, those things actually took a toll on me. And that's what Passionate Rebel was centered around, you know, actually trying to get back to the community, you know, develop and foster relationships that I have and that I'm building now, and also get back to the community. Joining the fashion world, honestly, I went to school for like education and everything, so I never even seen myself doing a fashion line. You know, bridging the gap between fashion and people, you know, gave us that fashionable incline. So it allowed us to immerse ourselves through to be able to, you know, get people to gravitate towards what we're doing, because fashion moves at a rapid rate. Everybody knows fashion. No matter what it is, like, fashion will always keep the world moving. I did a t-shirt. This is actually, Emily is actually rocking like the original t-shirt. I did a t-shirt like back in 2014. And I remember posting it on like my Instagram and everything, and people were actually hitting me about it. So I was like, yo, is it possible that we actually have something as far as like fashion? So then I think as we did more, I started creating like the hoodies and the jackets and everything, and just seeing what people like. But then I went back in my mind like, you know what, if you're gonna get to the people, you gotta do something that's actually going to get people to look at it differently. So we started applying it to different aspects or different experiences that we had. So like for one of them was like breast cancer awareness. My cousin's mother, she actually had passed away from breast cancer, and my grandfather, he actually passed away from cancer. So I was like, well, you know, let's try to do something for breast cancer. We actually had created like, I think like 40 hoodies or something, and we had sold out of them. Like we actually were able to raise like $700 for breast cancer and donate to the Breast Cancer Society. And we had actually walked in New York. And it was like a fulfilling thing for like a lot of us, because just to see that people wanted to be a part of what we were doing and definitely respected it, it gave me a different perspective on doing something positive, or actually creating something positive and knowing that positivity still existed in the community and everything. So I think from doing like a regular t-shirt to doing hoodies to doing varsity jackets, snapbacks, and doing like charm bracelets too. And then they actually put me in an avenue to actually learn more about the fashion world and get to people. And then it was like the other perspective of like, yo, you know what? Let's take it into the schools and everything, because there's an actual bear that has like a denim shirt and a graduation cap. People be looking at it like, yo, you know what? That's the Kanye bear. And honestly, I don't even get mad at it, because it's like it's a good thing, because it gets you to actually look at the bear. There's a conversation piece that actually goes further than what people believe it is and everything. It's about, you know, acquiring more for yourself, graduating and moving on in life, and getting more and doing more. So it's like a bear with a graduation cap, a denim shirt, V-neck shirt that says Passionate Rebel and everything. So the whole retail aspect, I think honestly, Sharonda could give you more insight about that, because she's actually familiar in that area with it.
I mean, just like you said before, being able to conceptualize the bear, then create product. Everyone's visually stimulated. So whether you want to put it on a hat, make it a chain, make it a bracelet, put it on a shirt, put it on a jacket, put it on a sweatshirt, whatever it is, either way, the bear attracts people, so it can become that conversation piece, and then we can market who we are as a brand through fashion. So, because everybody can relate and everybody wants to be a part of something that's a positive movement, and because we're built on the foundation of community, family, fashion, I feel like the bear in itself speaks to who we are.
even like when we speak about like love and hope and things like that or whatever, I think Passionate Rebel, like we move off of those desires that people want and actually allow us to create these tangible things that makes it accessible for people to acquire. So it's like you say a bear on the shirt, or with it on the shirt, that actually resembles hope, resembles love. That's where like a lot of the ideas come from. I based it off, what people need. But like in a 5 to 10 year point, I really see it going global.
Very international.
Very international.
Because it's not just about fashion, it's a movement. So to me, like I said, we're built on community outreach and family. It's going to be more than just fashion, because the evolution of fashion can change overnight. So for us, we have to figure out who our audience is and how we can attract them through fashion, but still keeping our basic principles of family and community.
In 2014, I knew that Passionate Rebel was going to be a success. My cousin Amin had a vision, and it wasn't just about a clothing line or about the brand. It was about community outreach and just reaching especially the young people of our community and letting them know that don't let your circumstances or your environment hold you down. Whatever it is that you're passionate about, whether it be arts, it's sports, music, your education, whatever it is, be passionate about it. Go for your dreams. Set your goals, and you can make anything happen. Just coming from the city of Newark, we want to put the message out to the community that whatever it is that you would like to do, whatever is your passion, follow your passion. We just want to display that to community, because everything in Newark sometimes is painted in a negative light, and we just want people to understand that just because you come from an urban community, don't let your circumstances hold you down. Be passionate, go forward, push through, because anything is possible. I think it's very important for the young people of the community to understand that you need to have an entrepreneurial spirit. You can take a small idea, a small dream, and make it into something big, like what my cousin has done here today with Passionate Rebel. It's just important to know that not just playing basketball or playing football will sustain you. It's fun to do, but you need to know that there's other avenues for you to be successful. Starting your own line, starting your own record label, opening up a store, opening up a boutique, whatever it is that you want to do, just make sure that you stay true to your craft, true to your passion, just as we have done here with our brand, Passionate Rebel.
Some of the things that we're missing for a lot of these students in the community, I think, is like the small things, like the trades that they have and want to develop, but they can't. Those are some of the things that they actually took out of school now. So like a lot of the apprenticeships, internship, a lot of those things don't really exist for these kids to really, cultivate what they're doing. So say for example, we used to have home ec in school, and wood shop. We don't even have that anymore. And that played an intricate part in students growing up, because those are some of the things that we actually need now. Like, we have to teach kids, or just people in general, to go outside the norm, of like the regular 9 to 5s and things like that or whatever. Like, kids had an opportunity to work on different skills that they had, whether it's singing, whether it's wood shop, being a mechanic, a plumber, being an electrician. These are things that actually create a living for a lot of people, and a lot of people don't get those opportunities to work on those skills. So those are some things that we actually have to get back to teaching a lot of people in our community. For one, you can create a job centered around hope. Like, we created Passion Rebel just based off following your passion. That's one of the main things that we need to actually be successful as well. This is actually one of the places where one of the people, a friend of mine by the name of Amin, he actually owns his restaurant. This is he's one of the people that I believe he's one of the people that displays some of the possibilities for people who believe that following your passion isn't possible. And honestly, my belief in life, you're either presented with two things. Either you're gonna go out and follow what you want to do and become who you want to be, or you're gonna sit back in limbo and just wonder what your career is gonna be, or just sit back and just try to figure things out and everything. But he actually chose and went out and started his own restaurant, which actually gives back to the community just by providing a service for people that's looking for great food and everything. This actually hurt my heart when I seen this, because this is actually another landmark. This is Chancellor Avenue Annex Playground. We used to call this the Cage. And this is where everybody used to come. Again, I'm gonna say it again. I don't care if you went to Maple, I don't care if you went to Chancellor, Weekway, Hawthorne, Hillside, whatever. Everybody came hit a ball. That's where they used to hold the above the rim tournaments and everything. And they actually used to have open gym here. And This is where everybody used to come. Again, this was the safe haven for a lot of us. When I started Passionate Rebel, I didn't believe in failure, anything like that. And even if I did, I used it as fuel because failure is what propels what I'm doing to keep me going. And it was like, when I started it, I was taking everything a day at a time. I was like, you know what, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with the fashion, but you know, let's just see where it goes. I don't know how I'm gonna affect the community, impact the community with the motivational speaking, but we just gonna get out there and try something. So to see us go from 2014 in the basement, doing a lot of stuff, putting a lot of this stuff together, to now being on the documentary Next Level magazine and coming across, you know, different artists like Jadakiss, Joel Ortiz, you know, Mr. Cheeks, and Love and all of them is definitely a blessing. Because those are like a lot of the artists that I grew up on, seeing and everything. So us to be doing these things, like Allah is definitely blessing.